The Guru is live.
Good morning. It's a Monday morning and time to get rolling with real estate again. By the way, it's time to start thinking about your retirement. Why not on a Monday? It's as good a time as any. People are always putting off retirement plans. So let's start off our week thinking about what are we going to do in our retirement? How are we going to get to retirement? How are we going to ever stop the self-employment? Because that's what you are in real estate. You are self-employed. The most of us, the majority of us are self-employed in real estate. That's how it works. We're commission-based. We're 1099 people. And we need to be thinking about how we're going to pull together a full retirement plan. And there's lots of ways to do it. And you can retire in style. We're going to pull together how to retire in style right after this.
So, Rod, how can a cup of coffee improve my career in real estate?
Well, one cup of coffee is how we start our mornings, and it's not a stranger in real estate. We have coffee with our clients all the time. Even bigger than that, we can sit down with one cup of coffee, talk about your goals, make your business bigger, and push you to heights that you can't even believe.
That's right. And I'll tell you, working for Rod and I, you can be pushed because he's a workhorse.
I love real estate, and I want to share my passion with building your career in real estate as soon as we can pour the next cup of coffee.
So how about a cup of coffee with us?
I look forward to having a cup of coffee with you and having a discussion of a career change as soon as possible.
Thank you. Well, the Guru is back.
Here we go. Retirement time. Grab your cup of coffee with me this morning. Let's figure out how are we going to be retired and be sitting there on the beach with our cup of coffee or your beverage of choice. All right. Sipping my Black Rifle coffee this morning. And we're talking about freedom from traditional employment. Isn't that what you're in this business for? Ultimately, you are here because you don't want to be stuck to a 9-to-5 job. You don't want to be stuck doing something for somebody else that they dictate to you. Here's how it's going to go. Here's how it's going to be. And this is what you're going to do every day of your life. So you choose real estate. But in the choosing of real estate, you are escaping the traditional go and do this, but you're also escaping the traditional plans that come with employment. Those traditional plans that come with employment can be very powerful. And a lot of people make the mistake in thinking, well, there's nothing I can do. I've chosen this as my career. There is so much you can do. You have to start digging into it. And that's what we're doing this morning is digging into your retirement programs and what can you do. I plan for retirement. Of course I do. And one of the things you should be doing is what I am doing. And that is a self-provided retirement plan. That is a self-provided retirement plan. And there are a bunch of self-provided plans that are out there. First, though, you need to talk with a qualified professional about your retirement plans. Get someone on board that can explain the details in granularity for these self-retirement programs. Retirement programs are not locked in to just being part of a large company. I was part of a large company for lots of years, part of a PERS program, a public employee retirement system, and then to find out later on, I can actually do better. People think, you can't beat the PERS program. You can beat them, but you have to get involved. You have to get involved. You have to be putting your income that direction, thinking about retirement now. First thing is something you need to be doing so that when you get to retirement age, you can pull it together. And by the way, lots of associations, lots of state associations have pulled together retirement programs for the realtors. This is a great thing. Now, also, the NAR, National Association of Realtors, pulls together a retirement program for you, and you can go get and be part of that retirement program. These are terrific programs to be part of. It's not that you don't have any choices, it's that you have tons of choice. In fact, you have so many choices out there that often people forget, and they get confused about it. Because first, let's talk about one of the wonderful things that's out there. You can personally do an IRA. You can be involved in a traditional IRA program. You can be involved in a traditional Roth program. These are not stuck to just, the big employers. That the big employers will say, well, we do an IRA for you. We do a Roth program for you. And these are wonderful tax evasion programs, because you can do pre-tax. You can do post-tax. And there's different reasons to do both sides. Just remember, as a self-employed professional, you can pull together your retirement, and you can have this amazing retirement, and you start early enough. You can do it way earlier and pull off that retirement way earlier than you can often with a company that has you locked and bound in to a system of their own. Some of those systems with companies, they have minimum years for matching funds. With your own program, you are dictating it yourself. You are in control yourself. It's part of the reason, let's just slow it down here for a second. It's part of the reason you're in business for yourself. You don't want to be tied to these big companies. You don't want you to be handcuffed over to a desk, and neither should you be handcuffed to a particular retirement program. But I got to get this out to you. I'm giving you a few options today on a thumbnail sketch. You've got to get a hold of a local professional that can break this down for you. When my wife and I decided to do that, it opened up the world of investments. Now, there were some investments, and I'll get to them later, that we were already involved in, and I'll bet you are as well, because you're in real estate. So we're going to be getting to those. But IRAs and Roth programs are wonderful, wonderful programs. Okay, so you have a max contribution of you have a max contribution of $6,000 in 2022. And that is for the IRA. That is for the IRA program. I had to make sure I had the right program here. That is for the IRA program, a max contribution of $6,000. Why don't you cap that out? It's so easy in real estate. You're making a bunch of money. We can get you, if you're not making six figures in real estate, my question to you is, why not? And let's get you there. You're a professional. Of course you can do it. You wanted this as a career. This is one of the classic ways to make a ton of money. Well, let's max out your IRA. Let's max out one of the classic ways that year after year you can be rolling into your IRA $6,000. And this, by the way, is adjusted by our legislators every year. So it can go up. You might be doing more than that in 2023. We just have to wait and see what they have to say about it. Always paying close attention to what the maximum is. It's usually not so high that often less than one sale could maximize your annual IRA. That's amazing. For most of us, that's amazing. Now, there are SEP plans, S-E-P, SEP, that's self-employed plans. Self-employed plans for retirement, that's SEP IRA plans. This is one of the best ways to get involved in maximizing your retirement and being on track with your personal retirement plan. What are you going to do in retirement? You don't want to be out there selling real estate until you're 90 years old. That's ridiculous. Unless that is just your passion in life. And that might be mine, by the way. I love real estate that much. I got involved in flipping a house when I was 19 years old. So I do love it. So maybe at 90 years old, my wife will be complaining at me and say, "What are you doing?" Well, that would be a choice, though. And what I want for you are choices in your career and choices in your retirement. I don't want you handcuffed to having to do a career or going back to work for somebody else when we can be putting this together so easily and year after year, and it gains. Well, now if you're busy, I should have started off with this. If you're busy thinking that Social Security is going to be the thing that you're going to capitalize on, come on, we all know that's not true. Social Security is not what you're going to capitalize on. Now, I am a believer that Social Security will be around, and I know there's lots of beliefs on all kinds of directions on Social Security. And I'm not a Social Security professional, but I believe it'll probably be around in some form, in some format, as some kind of retirement, national retirement program. How much you'll get, I don't know. How much is it going to be worth to what you need? I don't know. But why don't we think about it this way? If it's there and it shows up, let it be the cherry on top. And you plan your retirement securely yourself, so you're not having to worry about it. You're not having to worry whether Social Security exists in the future or doesn't exist. If it does, that is terrific. I love it. Now, 25%. Now, that's the number you need to be thinking about. 25% of your income can be put into retirement program, a particular retirement program. That's 25%, or up to $61,000 can be put into a retirement program. That's huge. Now, you want to deal with your retirement professional and make sure which programs qualify for this, but up to $61,000? That's just, wow. Most people are not doing this. They're not capitalizing on their retirement, and they're going to be in trouble when it comes retirement time, but you don't have to be one of those. You can capitalize on your individual retirement plan. IRAs are absolutely a path. One moment while I sip my coffee. Getting going on a Monday morning. Mondays are one of my favorite days, and as well as Fridays, which is the beginning of the Realtor week of going in and showing homes, and often because weekends are just so hot. But Mondays set a path for us. So talking about retirement plans on a Monday is absolutely critical. By the way, take a moment and hit that like button. I love it when you do. You actually make my week when you do it. So take a moment, hit the like button. Also, send me a comment. I'd like to hear from you. What are you doing about your retirement plan? Are you just reliant upon your spouse's plan? By the way, not smart. Don't just be reliant upon your spouse's program. You could be doing something separate, and both of you capitalizing together in different ways. Don't just add to one. Do more than one. Have multiple streams of income. All my life, I've been a huge proponent to have multiple streams of income. Okay, but over on the like, hit the like button. Let me know, what are you doing for your retirement plan? Send me a comment. I love the comments, by the way. And also follow us on social media. We're all over social media, but whether it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or on YouTube, you can subscribe to the show, which opens up the Guru members only events. So go to YouTube. The link is right down here in the banner. Go to the YouTube link, hit the subscribe button, and that will take you over to the Guru member only events. That will open those events up for you to build your business even deeper. Even deeper. We even have more fun building your business. And if you're serious about getting to a 6-digit income this year, we can make that happen with you. That can happen. That can be a goal, and that absolutely can happen. There's lots of people out there making even high 6 digits. It can happen. People say, well, are there people out there doing it? And all of a sudden, retirement programs are funded well. And yes, it can happen for you. There's no question about it. All right. There are solo 401k plans. If you are just waiting to put together a 401k and you said to yourself, I've had people tell me, well, I wish I was part of a company and I could be part of a 401k. You can go and do it yourself. You can have a solo 401k plan. Go talk to your tax professional, talk to your retirement and investment professional that can help you with a solo 401k plan. We do this. You can have multiple of them. They are absolutely wonderful. All right. So you have max contributions, of course, of $20,000, and that's in 2022. That is huge. If you're not maxing it out, what are you thinking? There are so many ways to max out your retirement in multiple pathways. All of a sudden, you can be building your future huge. Your retirement, and I know lots of people on this, retirement is more wealthy than pre-retirement because they start unleashing the power of the retirement dollars that they put together for quite a few years. And that is an amazingly powerful tool. What you need, though, is start early. Time value of money is always on your side. Time value of money. All right, stocks. Are stocks important? Of course. You know, we always want to balance what we're doing out there with multiple vehicles, multiple investment vehicles. And stocks, of course, is one of them because you can capitalize on stocks in good times, divest from them in bad times, and you need someone that's helping you watch this. So your professional out there is watching the stock market for you. Some people believe in hold long term and get that wonderful gain, and others want to hop in and out. It takes more monitoring to do that. I'm more of the longer term and leave it alone type person. But I know people who hop in and out of things, and they have huge wealth going on in stocks. Now, that's not to mention the bond market, which the bond market, of course, bonds are often the offset of the stock market. They are a balance of each other. So watching your bond market and investing and divesting out of the bond market as needed is incredibly important. As you can see, there are lots of ways to invest. Now, I'm going to get to a classic way of investing. And that is something I have personally done. You probably have done it as well, or at least you've thought about it. And that is property ownership. Let's talk for a minute about property ownership. My wife and I have owned lots of properties. We've invested and divested out of them, bought them and sold them over the years, held some of them long-term. Some of them we've held for more than 16 years. And other ones we were in and out in a short period of time, more of a flipper situation. Usually for us, properties have done the best by holding them a few years and then moving them on. But let's talk about the problems that happened in 2006, 7, and 8 capping in 2008 when the market took a slight tumble. Let's just face it, the market was tumbling a little bit in '08. We all remember that, just a little bit. It may have gotten an awakening for us back at that time as things were going to foreclosure. And lots of realtors that had all of their retirement planned on property ownership, and they had not divested themselves in stocks, bonds, 401k programs, IRA programs, Roth programs. They had not diversified themselves in these other programs. Were found coming up short because lots of them had purchased lots of property for minimal down programs, and they owed lots of money, and then found themselves not being able to meet the minimum payments, and their investments simply went out the window and they lost them. I don't want that for you. I want you to be invested in a diversity of programs for your retirement, so you can say, well, I have all these things going on, and when one goes down, another one is up. You are balancing that effort through a professional that's helping you balance it. And there's lots of people out there, lots of professionals. If you need help, definitely send me a comment on this. Lots of great investment professionals that can help you balance your retirement needs and capitalize on this, and your retirement can be better than you ever thought before. But putting all of your marbles over into property ownership, while I am a huge property ownership person, I love it. I still own lots of properties. It's probably not the best idea to only be doing that. And that's why we have 401k programs. That's why my wife and I have IRAs. We have other investments because you don't want to capitalize everything in one basket. I mean, I know. Take a sip of coffee here. I know you are a property person. You are a real estate professional. And this is where you have put your mental strength. You put your focus in it. And it makes sense that you are invested in real estate. I get it. I get it more than anybody else. I love being invested in real estate. It is my favorite thing ever on the planet to do, is grab a great piece of real estate and be invested into it. I just don't want you investing everything that you have. Get a good piece of real estate, maybe several. Make sure you're paying them down. Do a break-even analysis. If you need help with break-even analysis, talk to your investment counselor so you know where your break-even is. You know where this is going. We run our break-even all the time. We know right where we're at. I usually say you need to own things at least 50% to make it worthwhile. That way you're invested into it with a lot of your own money. You paid off enough to make it worthwhile before moving on to another property. And you're banking on somebody else, usually the bank's money a little bit. So you got that balanced effort, but it's not going to tumble out of your hand. And it can be a huge part of the strength of retirement. I want you to be able to retire better than anybody else. And this is the industry that it can pay itself off. It can pay future dividends by paying it off. That is, your home off, your investment pieces off, by paying them off or down enough. And as I said, I usually promote, let's get it down to that 50% mark. Let's at least get it equitably down to 50%. And what I mean by equitably down is you bought in, let's say that the selling price at the time was $200,000 and you put down $50,000. Well, that's not, you're not a 50% equity owner yet. You didn't put down enough. But as you begin to pay it off, it eventually will be. And your equity of the property could grow substantially. making you more money during that same period of time and making your investment look even better. So you don't necessarily always have to pay something off or down to the 50% mark to make it look great. In our current market as a seller's market, let's face it, things are going up so fast, it's incredible. I do a war update every Tuesday in the 11 o'clock show. And the war right now in Ukraine, and our prayers and our thoughts are with these people. But it is actually causing our market to be even hotter than ever before. Nobody's seen this coming. It's absolutely incredible, which can make your investments something to be watching closely. One more sip of coffee here this morning as we're getting rolling. Always remembering that you want to talk with a qualified professional. It's incredibly important that you are talking with a qualified professional that can help you diversify your investments. I am absolutely positive that diversity is what will help you retire earlier than ever before and build your business better, because you will be diversified in your investments and you won't be worried and stressed about it. We don't make good career decisions when we're too stressed. That is another reason that you always want to have someone help advise you, because they can help you make these kind of career decisions. They can help you make investment decisions. Take a look at building your business bigger than ever imagined before. We have programs. We have a Kickstarter program that can help you. We have one-on-one coaching programs. Something you should always be looking at is a business like ours that believes so strongly that we have a 100% money back guarantee program in all of our products and programs. That is putting our belief in the programs that will build your business bigger than ever imagined. I'll be talking to you tomorrow about building your business larger than ever before.